Hey yo, what's good, y'all? It's that boy, Easy Millions, and I'm your host of that boy, ETV. You already know, man, we are back on Tekken 8. And you know what's crazy, man? Something I want to talk about that's also a positive in this game, but also an extreme negative in certain situations and at certain times, right? And that's going to be that of muscle memory, right? So when a lot of people that get into fighting games, a lot of times you basically learn a go-to combo that gives out the most amount of damage that you're able to do, and you're able to access this combo usually fairly easily. You know what I'm saying? And in the process of learning this combo, you then start acquiring what's called muscle memory, which is basically where you start pushing the buttons without actually really thinking about it, because you're just so used to pushing them and put, what button does what, so you don't really, it becomes more like second nature to you. So you just understanding how to push the buttons and what to push them in. Now, when you have good muscle memory in something like a fighting game, this can help you in regards to being able to pick up a character quite, a little bit faster, as you're able to come up with, the combo string that you're used to. And once you're able to pretty much lock that in, you know that every time, hey, at least if I can get this combo started, I can go ahead and get me a nice little chunk of damage, right? Every fighting game player I've ever played against has at least their bread and butter combo that they tend to go for. So again, you want to make sure that when you get on here that you do gain the muscle memory at least for one good lasting and good damaging combo, right? Now, how is this a positive when it comes to the gaming space? Like I said, when you have good muscle memory in fighting games, you're able to basically play without truly thinking too much as far as what buttons to push. You'll think about what move to use as you're playing, but you won't have to worry about the input as you already know it. Now, think about it, when you first trying to learn somebody, like in regards to Tekken, let's just say the string, which is down, I think it's down 334 for Ace Senna, right? That's a simple string right there, right? And I understand that a lot of times I only do down 3-3. I don't even do the 4 half the time, because now my muscle memory is like that. So it also, why do I only do it twice? I tend to only do it twice because the third one is incredibly unsafe. And a lot of times it's a quick, low to mid, in which a lot of times the people aren't truly blocking. So it's something that I'm able to just go ahead. And then also, too, I'm pretty sure y'all have seen the main combo that I use when I'm able to catch people on the opening of the match, where I'm then able to go into that combo, that I'm able to go to my bread and butter combo, right? I don't have to truly think about it. I'm able to go into it and able to execute it on, quite a regular basis, which allows me to be a lot more successful in the game. And the more muscle memory you have for your character as far as what inputs do what, and not only muscle memory, but memory in general on what moves do what, and then your frame data and things of, are they forward advancing? Do they have armor? Things of that nature. So muscle memory and memory in general of your character and their moveset is always going to be an extreme positive, right? Because you want to be able to use your characters to their full abilities. You want to be able to go ahead and get the maximum combo possible. I forgot what it was called. It's crazy because I hear it all the time. That combo's not something, but I can't figure it out. It's basically the combo you do to get the max amount of damage, right? You want to make sure that you're able to know how to do it and how to execute it to a point where while you're in the middle of the game, you're not actually worried about the input itself. You're more worried about reacting to and making sure that you pick the right moves while you're actually actively fighting. Instead of having to sit there and where, okay, I need to do this move, but oh wait, it's 2-2-4 or down 2-3-4. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having to think that, your body will just, your muscle memory will just kick in, and you'll be like, okay, I need to do this move, boom, boom, boom. And you just automatically do the input, right? So that's how it can be an extreme positive. But then you got to ask yourself, how is muscle memory or memory of a character's moveset a negative, right? How can it be a negative if you understand, the more you understand the character? Well, the negative that comes with muscle memory in fighting games is there will be a terminology at some point that you might hear when two players are playing against each other. If they play enough or long enough set, like let's say they play a 2 out of 3 set where they have to win 2 whole games, 5 rounds apiece. And I mean 3 rounds apiece, but you have to win 2 out of 3 games. You'll hear terminology where it say, oh, this player just downloaded the other player. Well, essentially what's happening is one of the players' muscle memory is so strong that they consistently do the same moves over and over and over again. And when you're playing against somebody, anyone that's halfway decent at fighting games, if you play against someone that does the same attack string or same few moves in succession over and over and over again, you'll easily begin to learn how to counter it. Now, I fall into this problem sometimes when I do one of my moves, which I believe is the down 2-3, I believe it is. It's funny, my muscle memory is so strong I don't actually remember what buttons I push. I just push the buttons at this point. But there's one move that I do that I did play against somebody, and I could tell that due to me constantly doing the move, he was able to read, okay, this is what's going to happen. And every time I did it, my muscle memory so, like, I wasn't meaning to do the move over and over again, but my muscle memory kept making me do it because I'm so used to doing the move at a certain point in time. You get what I'm saying? So it just kind of naturally happens. So at the same time that you're able to naturally just push buttons and without having to think and execute moves effectively and efficiently, in the same breath, that same muscle memory can hurt you if you get caught attempting to do the same thing over and over again. Like I said earlier, eventually, depending on the skill level of your opponent might do what they say is quote unquote downloading you, which is then where they can essentially predict everything that you're actually about to throw at them. And once that happens, it then becomes a very, very long, hard game for the player that has been downloaded. And that's when hopefully that player then realizes to themselves the flaws in their muscle memory and hopefully begins to build up new neural pathways with combo in strings or button inputs that they've come up with throughout the moveset to help them get away from that traditional muscle memory that they're stuck in. Now, when you do have this muscle memory issue, it is going to be hard to kind of break some of these habits because you're going to, like I said, the same way that you naturally push buttons without thinking about the button that you're pushing to execute the move you want is the same way that when you're playing, your muscle memory will automatically kick in and just do what it does. You get what I'm saying? So it's going to be a double-edged sword, but at the end of the day, having memory of your players' move and moveset, especially on their properties, like are they forward advancing moves, are they armored moves, or the frame data of the move, will always be extremely positive and will help you be even way more successful in fighting games. Now, when it comes to the downside of muscle memory, again, the main one is going to be when you're fighting, you're constantly basically throwing out the same patterns of attacks and frequency of attacks to the point where your opponent is able to truly download you and then be able to fully predict everything and anything you're about to throw at them, man. So just make sure that you are constantly updating your muscle memory bank, I guess you could say, to make sure that you're not staying stale and keeping your gameplay fresh and new, man, to keep them enemies on their toes, man. But hey, let me know, man, how do y'all feel? Do y'all agree with me in that memory when it comes to either muscle memory for button inputs, player move sets, or moves in general is both a positive and a negative? Do you disagree or agree, man? Let me know down in the comments. Let's get a conversation started, man. But until then, I'm gonna leave y'all off with the rest of this gameplay here in the background and hope y'all enjoy that, man. But as always, please like, comment, subscribe, follow, share, become a supporter, and catch me streaming on Facebook Gaming and Twitch at that boy ETV. Now, catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace.
KO. Oh, he survived that. Is this gonna kill me? I don't think so. Wow, that killed me. This game, dog. Look at this, bro. Just constant attacks. And I can't, after blocking that, I can't launch him. Dude never has to stop attacking. Yeah, I'm off here, bro.